All right, guys, this is me again, Emmett Stallworth, the Alpha Builder. I want to talk about something today, and I may ramble a little bit today. But my question is, should everybody own a home? Let's get into it. All right, guys, this is Emmett Stallworth, the Alpha Builder, and this video was inspired by, I got a fraternity brother. Me and him sit down and we talk about home ownership. And in his mind, home ownership is almost like a privilege. Everybody should have that right. And not only that, home ownership creates generational wealth. And every time we talk, I've always have a different spin on things. My spin is totally different than how he would think things are. So guys, I'm going to try to go into this right here, and I know I'm going somewhere. I probably ramble a little bit, but my take on this and my position on this is that I don't have a problem with you having a nice home or buying you a house if you can afford it. And being able to afford it means that you have a certain level of understanding. That's what it's about. Being able to understand how to afford a home. Because right now, guys, and I got a list of things right here, and I'm trying to keep everything in perspective to make sure I hit all my points, because it appears that every time I hit a certain point, every time I do a video, I realize that I missed one or 2 points out, and I hate to do a whole nother video in order to just deal with those one particular point. But right now it says that monthly costs of owning a home, these are, you guys can look this up, monthly cost of owning a home is 61% more than leasing an apartment. So a lot of people look at apartment and say, you're just losing money. But one thing I can say about apartment is that it doesn't get you to the point where you're locked in. You can always get up and move. If you got to move for job reasons, you can get up and go. But now a house, see, a lot of people don't calculate in taxes. When you have your mortgage, you got more than just paying a mortgage every month. You got taxes involved in that, and that changes from year to year. You have maintenance, and guys, I'm in my own house right here. I'm a builder, and just the maintenance and the things that you got to do to make sure that this house is maintained each month is different. You got filters and things you got to change out to make sure that your unit is continuing to work efficiently. It's just a lot going on there, guys. You have insurance. See, we don't talk about that. Insurance. You got down payments. I knew I was going to forget. Guys, one more thing, or a couple more things. When you guys buy a house and you get a mortgage, those banks are smart. See, banks have evolved to make sure they make money. Just like car dealerships. People used to get mad at car dealership places. Those car dealerships are here to make money. They're designed, they're not going to lose. These banks are not going to lose. And so what they'll do, they're very smart, and what they're going to do is they're going to front load those mortgages. So even if you go buy a house, the first 15 years of you buying that home, you're going to be paying damn near all interest. Your first 15 years, your entire mortgage payment is going to be probably 95% interest payments. You ain't even started paying on the principal yet. Which is why when you look at your mortgage, if you got a $500,000 house and you look at the truth in lending statement and you look all the way at the bottom of that statement, you're going to see that you're going to end up paying, if it's a $500,000 house, you might pay $1 million for that home when it's all said and done, because you're going to pay that interest first. That's one thing. And then another thing, let me see, I had one more here. When property taxes, when the longer you have that house, property taxes go up. Because, the property, your land should go up in value, should traditionally increase. So now you're going to have to end up paying higher property taxes, along with higher insurance. So keep these things in mind, guys. And I knew I was going to forget this right here, but let's keep going. All right. And here's the thing, guys. Houses today are at an old-time high. The cost of a house, interest rates has risen up. It's higher than it normally is, although it's still at a historical low, but it's still higher than what people are thinking. It's still higher than the norm that people were used to going out here buying these houses. It's a little different. And also, home cost is relative. It's relative to the market. So, different markets and different time, it determines the value of your home. And actually, guys, your home, the amount of money that you have in your home, you can't get that money until you sell that home or you sell it. So we can't sit here, we can't say that this is generational. We build a generational wealth by buying a house. Let me tell you something, guys. I talk to a lot of very wealthy people daily. And I'm not trying to toot my horn or anything like that. I talk to these guys daily, owners, home builders, very wealthy guys. And not once, guys, not once have I heard any of these wealthy men talk about gaining wealth through their home. All of these guys are talking about gaining wealth through building businesses. Start a business, grow that business, maybe sell the business. Investments. When you build a business, you make money. You have additional money that you have created, and then you take that money and you go invest in different things. You go invest in other companies, and you grow that. But I never hear these guys say, well, I'm gonna buy me a house and I'm gonna use my wealth within that house. And I'm saying it's a bad idea, guys, but I'm saying that people who talk wealth are not talking about that stuff. I think this is how I think. Generational wealth, guys, it starts right here. Financial literacy. I think you gotta deal with that first. You got to deal with people being able to gain enough knowledge in their head and be able to think and understand money and understanding investments and understanding these things. And guys, that takes time. Once again, here we go again. Time. It takes time to learn this stuff. It took me time. I got financial gurus that I talk to, man. They so far ahead. I have to say, man, you guys got to slow this thing down, man, where I can understand it. It takes time to build this knowledge. Now, here's the thing. And then my friend, he goes out here, he gets these real estate agents, get these mortgage guys, and they do these seminars at churches and stuff like that. And these guys get together and they tell people, hey guys, this is what you do. And you know some guys, we can get you a mortgage forever. We can generate you a mortgage despite any situation that you're in. If you have a pulse, these mortgage guys can probably get you a mortgage. The problem is, do you want to be in that house and not be able to afford it? All your money and everything you got, you don't even have enough money to even do any savings, because all your money is going into paying for a mortgage. You can't even do any maintenance on the house. You can't do any upkeep of the house. And then also, if you're not upgrading that house, you're losing value in that house. If you're not consistently every so many years, maybe 5 or 6 years, upgrading the appliances and things like that, you're actually losing value in that house. And these guys, these mortgage guys, I'm not saying all guys, here we go again. These mortgage guys, real estate agent, of course, if you look at how they make their money, yes, they want you to jump right off into they want you to go buy houses right now. We'll get you a mortgage. I'm going to tell you how my mortgage thing works. We'll get you a mortgage. But is that going to help you as a person? You spending, yeah, you house rich, you got a nice home, but everything you got, and you're not able to take any money and set aside for just investing because your mortgage is too high, and especially in my, my people, I had to, guys, here we go again. My people, we like to have nice cars, car notes, Mercedes, Range Rovers, and paying $1,000 a month on car notes. That's what we do. You drive the car off the car lot, and it has depreciated. You can't get no wealth in that. This is where we at. I don't subscribe to that, guys. What I subscribe to is, hey, look, get you. And here's another thing, man. This concept of you got to buy houses to build generational wealth has created places like Birmingham, Alabama. What's going on with Birmingham? If you come to Birmingham right now, we probably got, and I'm just being modest right now. You probably got about 8,000 distressed properties sitting in the city, dilapidated houses that the abatement board had to go there and demolish the house and put that out and take that money that they spent tearing that house down and dumping it. They had to take that and put it on the tax of the house, so that becomes another tax issue on the house. I mean, this is what's happening. So now you got all these properties in Birmingham that the city is not benefiting because they're not getting any tax revenue off of those houses or those properties. Because people who were living there, they didn't have the financial awareness back in the day. They left the houses to grandkids. Grandkids didn't understand the financial. They didn't have financial literacy. They went to a school system that didn't make them learn financial literacy. And then now these kids have these houses, has been passed on to them, and this is the next generation. Now the house is gone now. It got abated. The abatement board and tore it down and sent it to the dump. This is what's happened. And now the city is trying to do this thing, what they call land bank now, which is another joke. They're trying to do a land bank to come in here and say, hey, we're going to figure out a way to do quiet titles on all these houses so that we can get these houses open up so that builders can come in and build in here, which builders are not going to do it because they don't want to deal with the city bureaucracy. This is what's happening. Because the people who own those houses, who bought those houses back in the day, i.e. mainly black people, it's the inner city, Birmingham. Number one, they didn't have the financial literacy. They didn't have things set up. They didn't have wheels set up. They didn't understand the business side of it. They didn't have trusses set up. You can't just give people, you can't just all of a sudden, I got this house and then I'm going to leave this to this person. That person needs to understand how to have a house. And not only that, what you should do, and this is just my opinion, what you should do is put the house in a trust. Put things like that in a trust. Any wealth you have. We didn't have wheels and stuff set up. There's a level of competency that you got to have in order to be able to do these things. Create a will. Create a trust. Don't just give it to them. You can create a trust and set up whatever rules you want to. Hey, we're going to give you this money, and in order for you to get the house, you got to go take some classes on understanding how to be a homeowner, or a class on financial literacy. We're not going to just give you this house. Now, once you take that class and once you have proven that you understand how to have money, then we're going to give it to you. Because I'm telling you guys right now, me and my wife, we came from nothing. Her family didn't have nothing. My family didn't have nothing. And it's not because my dad didn't try, or my parents didn't try. I mean, my dad worked hard, man. He worked really hard, man. He knew how to hustle. He taught me how to hustle and make money. But he didn't really understand how to start a business. He didn't understand. He didn't have that financial literacy. And here's the thing, guys. Even if he had it, back during his time, things were totally different. Back during his time, you could sock away money and hide it under your mattress and save it. And then come back on a rainy day and have money. Guys, if you take money today and you stick it in an account, a savings account, or you hide it in a mattress and stuff, and you held that money for about 5 years, you have just lost money. You lost money because interest and taxes would eat that money up. So in today's time, you just can't sock away money and save it. What you got to do is you got to take that money and put it back out here to keep generating more money. Money is made to be spent. It's made to be used to move, i.e. currency. Just like a river, currents, currency, the river bank. Money is made to move, guys. And if you don't have that mindset and you don't have that financial literacy to understand how money is supposed to be moved, or how you can move your money and make it grow, you don't need to be out here just doing things just because you think it's a privilege. I should have houses, and that's what destroyed the housing market in 2007 when I was out building houses. God, I would love to build you a house and let you buy it from me, but I don't want to build you no house and you can't afford it when every dime that you spend goes on a mortgage. You don't even have money that you can set aside and grow that money and invest it. You ain't got it. The short game looks good, but the long game is bad. Yes, these bankers and mortgage guys and real estate agents and all these guys, yes, they want you to, yeah, because they're in a lot of cases, if they're not sitting you down saying, hey, look, we're going to have a class, and this class is going to be on financial literacy. It's going to take us 8 weeks on this class right here. I'm going to teach you the ins and outs about financial literacy. And then after that, you can make a decision on whether or not you want to move forward with this right here and buy a house. If they're not talking about that and then trying to grow you and trying to let you understand how money works, you can understand why they want you to buy a house. They want that real estate commission. They want that mortgage, what they call it? They call it origination fees that they put in there. That's what they want. And I'm just making sure that I covered everything. Let me see. And guys, you got to understand this right here. Somebody, I don't know where this came from, man, a long time ago. They told us that if you buy a house, that's going to be your biggest investment. Guys, or your biggest asset. That's what they say. It's going to be your biggest asset. A house is not an asset. Unless you buying it and the intent of it is to rent it out and you make money off of it, or you pay for it outright in cash and rent it out, or however you do it, it may be. A house is a liability. That's just what it is. You lose money every month when you buy one. Guys, we should think about this right here. If you're gonna buy a house, don't buy it for generational wealth. Don't think generational wealth, guys. Buy a house not to build wealth, but to build memories. And that way you're thinking about it the right way, guys. I think that's the way we ought to look at it. And let me just see. It's just so much to unpack here, guys. Think before you go buy it, guys. The key is we need to get financial literacy. That should be the goal. We need to be teaching people, hey, because having a home is not a privilege, guys. You have to grow into that. Financial literacy. We need to be on top of these school systems, because that's one thing, these school systems, these public schools, guys, and I'll be honest with you, man, it's getting so bad today. If you have a kid that grow up and go through the public school system and they actually learn things, it's probably a mistake. We should be teaching financial literacy. And guys, here's the thing. They're not going to do that. They're not going to. I'm just going to be honest. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have to teach yourself financial literacy. Having a home is not a privilege. Don't buy a home to build wealth, but build memories. Okay, that's about all I had to say on this right here. I got a few more videos I got to put out. My board over here has ran out of space. I like to get things off of my board. You guys like, share, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything that you want me to do content on. Also, guys, hit that little bell reminder so that every time I do a video, because right now doing videos is sporadic for me. I do it when I can get in here and do them. I got a couple of houses going on right now. Once again, guys, like, share, and subscribe, and I'm out of here.